Hello. My name is Pino from Italy.
Hello, it's nice to meet you.
My pleasure to meet you, and then I want to have a chat with you about the Beatles, about their influence. Tell me something about the activities of this fan club. What does it mean for the people? What people do you have in this group?
It's to be honest, I don't do the membership, so I can't answer that question. Cut that bit out. I run the website for the British Beatles fan club, and we have hits from all over the world. Most popular in Britain, America is second, China is third, which is interesting on our statistics. So certainly with the internet, the online version of the club, and it's just a way of giving out information, spreading the word about news, about new books coming out, about when the hall is open. We run a mailing list for Paul's stuff. We always get information about his albums and things like that. So it is just a sort of it's a news site and a way to let people know what's happening.
It was great because it has passed many years since the Beatles played, and then after 50 years they're still alive in the heart of people and the musical tasters.
Absolutely, and we see that here in the hall. I try and open up the hall. We normally only open for birthdays and anniversaries and special occasions, but we were open this year for the anniversary of the day they met, July 6th, was on a Saturday. So it was, and in fact we were here at 4:15 and we're going, so this was the exact moment over the road, and everybody was in the hall. It's like, we got chills, that it had happened right at that moment. But that day we had people in the hall from every single continent. Yeah, and then we got to sign the guest book, and I was checking it later and went through it, and it was like, that's really cool. They're coming from all over the world just to stand over there, on the exact spot where John and Paul met.
Can you tell us what has been here?
Well, the hall is, with a couple of exceptions, is exactly as it was on the day they met. There used to be a stage in here which is now on loan to the Museum of Liverpool. It still belongs to the church. The church will never part with it. But it's and the corner bit, the steps where John was sitting on that day, are on display in the hall. So the stage has been taken out. There's cupboards behind us that are new. They were put in after a fire in about 2001. So, but apart from that, the hall is exactly as it was on the day that John and Paul met. It's still used as a church hall as it was back in the day.
Fantastic. It was in that corner?
Yes, yeah, over there. And it's the original floor, so you can stand literally on the spot where history was made.
Yeah, fantastic. Who is your favorite Beatle? If you have one?
Yeah, I have two actually. It depends on my mood. But I'm really a two-man woman. It's John and Paul.
John and Paul.
But it does depend on my mood as to which is my favourite at the time.
It's like when you grow as a person, I think you have a different favorite Beatles in the different period of your life.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be so. So you start with John, the leader, then Paul, because he's still playing, doing concert. I attended Paul concert in Bologna 2 years ago, and I have the pleasure to bring my kids there to see on stage a real legend. Now at the age of 50, I'm reading something very interesting about George. I feel very close to George's spirit. I think Ringo is the Beatles for every age, forever.
Yeah, you could say that about Ringo. I wouldn't say it around here, but no, he made up when he came and did his tour here a few years ago. He made up and he apologised. So I think Liverpool's kind of forgiven him a bit.
Have you met one of the Beatles? Relative or something?
I've met several relatives and friends. I met Pete Best, so I've met a Beatle. Been touching distance to Paul, but I don't know if I'd want to, because sometimes it spoils it to meet them in person. So I'm not certain that I'd want to. But touching distance is good. Relatives are good.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. song?
Good morning. Buongiorno.
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 And here we are in the sunny Liverpool as usual. Here we are in Penny Lane.
Yes.
Here we are in Penny Lane Hotel.
Yes.
It's a new one. And good day sunshine.
Good day, sunshine. Here comes the sun.
Here comes the sun.
And we say,
And let's talk about the Beatles in a more artistic side, because you're
Yes.
a painter. So what can you tell me about your inspiration?
my inspiration for my art comes from music and culture. But I can say, hand on heart, that my work is based on my love, my passion for not just music also, not just the Beatles, but all music and musicians. Because I have a background of music. My father was a musician of Philharmonic Orchestra.
Oh, well.
Oh yes, yeah. I could never match his skill, his passion for music.
Sometimes you feel the inspiration thinking about John as an artist or George as an artist, or usually you are inspired by their songs.
A bit of both actually, because I was inspired, yes, by their songs, by the imagery, for example, by the time of for Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, etc., because they are so evocative of a scene. And I know that John and Paul, they were both studied art, and it shows in the music. They're the musicians first, but they almost have some great imagination, and that is what I love about art. Yes, I can draw, I can paint realistically, but I like to have a fantasy element also. And the Beatles brought that in as well, for example. Magical Mystery Tour, the imagery, the lyrics, the parole, it's all there, you can hear it in the music, and it impacts on the senses. So it can drive me, I can close my eyes, I can imagine, and I can have done this, I can draw John Lennon in a certain situation. But I think it's because they're so diverse, the music, and hopefully it can be the same for me when I am approaching a fresh artwork, that I can be inspired to do something that's different each time, even drawing a Beatles picture. Not just draw, that's a photograph, that's a picture. I would look at maybe one or two or three and merge them together in my mind to create my own image, to be different.
So can you tell me about your art exhibition, your work?
Yes. When normally I take part in shared exhibitions because I'm not so prolific to have my own, but this year I've been asked to do one, a solo exhibition with my good friend Alice, who is also a curator and also happens to be a Beatles fan. Would you believe it? Everything I touch is Beatles, even if it's indirectly. So I will be doing from sharing an exhibition with some fabulous artists, mostly from Liverpool, like myself. I will be curated my first exhibition this coming 2014. So I cannot wait. Non vedo l'ora.
Many compliments.
Grazie.
And thank you very much for
Grazie
this nice
mille.
chat.
Thank you very much. It's
Was
been
a
a
pleasure.
pleasure. Un piacere.
Hi, my name is Pino.
Hi Pino, nice to meet you. My name's John.
My name's Phil.
Nice to meet you. And we are in a very historic venue in the Beatles history, Naughty Ash.
Yeah, we're here at Naughty Ash Village Hall,
Yeah.
and I suppose it's well documented that this is one of the places where the Beatles played. We know that they played here 8 times, and we know that it was kind of at the beginning, the early kind of times of the Beatles' history, 61, 62. But we know also that some important gigs took place in here. For instance, Sam Leach said that the first Battle of the Bands took place in this venue between Rory Storm and the Hurricanes and the Beatles, were kind of fighting for first and second pole on the music charts within Liverpool. But the building's also got a bigger historic kind of link with the Beatles, is that it's kind of home to Ken Dodd as well, who I believe, I mean, a lot of people say that the Ed Sullivan Show kind of exposed the Beatles around the world, but I believe that Ken Dodd was kind of one of the key people in Britain, because he actually put them on his radio show, and he put them on his Saturday night TV show, the Ken Dodd Show, which I think was in 63, I think it was. Going back kind of 70 years earlier than that, this building was actually given to the community by a rich and wealthy family, the Thompson family of Thingwall, and they owned shipping companies from Liverpool to America and a variety of other kind of business opportunities. They were entrepreneurs, and they donated this building to the people of Nottingham.
So what can you say about the historic venue today?
Well, today, Pino, the venue is home to the next kind of generation, if you like, of Liverpool talent.
I saw a musician, or was I wrong?
Yes, the musicians that you just seen leaving the building, they're a group of 4 or 5 local musicians, all individual musicians, they're not in a band together, but the centre has now become a kind of meeting place where musicians will come, jam together, write music, compose music, and then record music. And as you can see, the hall that we're in here, where the Beatles actually played, they also have an opportunity to play in this hall as well.
And this is a recording studio as well?
Yes, we can have a look at the recording studio in a moment. So yeah, in the modern day, the centre has already produced quite a few stars. One of them is Joe Slater. He's a young 17-year-old man. He plays a part in a BBC television series. He's also an amazing songwriter. He also does. He sings kind of jazz, swing stuff. But he's also writing his own material at the moment, and he's just kind of developing that as a songwriter. We've also got a young woman called Vanessa Murray, who won a national songwriting competition and came second in another competition. She got to play at the Houses of Parliament. And then there's another young man, a guy called Matthew Breen, who's he landed the part of George Harrison in a play in a local Liverpool theatre. About the play was about John Lennon's life story, and the guy who played John Lennon was actually in a famous Liverpool band called the Lars.
The Lars, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure you're familiar with them, and a band called Cast.
I have that song, There She Goes.
There She Goes.
It's my ringtone on my mobile phone.
Okay, yeah. So you're obviously a livophile then, are you? Yeah. One of the other things that we also do is we concentrate on teaching very young people, so that they can come and they mix with other musicians, so they're able to see good role models. And we teach them to play drums, guitar, bass, keyboards.
All kind of instruments. So it's like a way to bring on Liverpool spirits in music.
Yes, absolutely. It's a way to continue some of the work that went on in the 60s and beyond that. And one of the main reasons that we can do this is because we have an organisation called UK Music, who are a national organisation, and they had the vision, along with another guy, to kind of invest some money into the centre, and that's why we are what we are today. We wouldn't be able to do that without support from these people.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Pino. Thanks for coming. It's nice to have you there.
Well, that's it. Thank you for joining us.